Attention, world premiere. Today I have a very special bike in my hands because it's one of the contenders to win the Tour de France 2025 with the United Arab Emirates team. And with whom, if not with Tadej Pogačar, who will probably push it to the limit. This new V5RS between the Alps and the Pyrenees, a bike that stands out, will take its place within the new structure. Colnago's organizational chart as a versatile bike leaning more towards a climber. As I said, there's a new organizational chart within Colnago. This brand has transformed in mere months. From having a single bike that was good for everything, like the V5RS, to having two perfectly distinct platforms. The Y, which would be the aero bike that the team has been requesting for such a long time. And now this new V5RS, which as you can see has slimmed down and is going to fit that climber profile. Notably, Colnago has taken a different approach than other World Tour brands. For example, Trek had the Emonda climber bike and the Madone aero bike in its 7th generation. And they decided to combine everything into a single platform, in this case the Madone 8th generation. Maybe the birth of the Y and the evolution of this very V5RS have something to do with the demands from within the team itself. Machine himself, in an interview we had with him just a few weeks ago, confessed to us that they really push hard, in the best sense of the word. All the material suppliers that the team has are really pushed to achieve all those gains, no matter how marginal, to always be at the peak of performance. So in the case of the new Y bike, for example, has it been, as some people say, a request that you all have made?
Yes. We made a request that we need an aero bike for sprinters, for riders who in many cases are not just sprinters. There are people like Langen, like Julius Johansson, like Ivo Oliveira, like Novak, who go to the front of the group for kilometers and kilometers and kilometers and kilometers. So if an aero bike at 50 kilometers per hour means 19 watts less, just imagine over 6 hours and a quarter. The rowing mines.
So as you can see, I think United Arab Emirates is already satisfied and in a way closes the circle by offering the team two highly specialized bikes. Let's dive into the data details, starting with the weight. And with this new V5RS, they've managed to reduce the weight by up to 12.5% compared to the previous model. Thanks, among other things, to new construction techniques and different types of carbon laminates, which are making the latest generations of bikes coming to the market honestly incredibly light without having to lose lateral stiffness. We also have the example of the Scott Addicts, the Aurum Magma, which have come out in recent months. Just so you get an idea, this very test unit I have right here put on the scale, taking into consideration that it has a Shimano Ultegra Daitu and some 45mm vision profile wheels, which by the way are not light, because the set is very close to 1600 grams, since on the scale it weighed 7.20 kilograms. Taking into consideration that it has inner tubes and that it was weighed without pedals and without bottle cages, basically just as you would get it at the store if you bought it. This weight, the truth is that for this level of range, it's quite competitive. Which makes us think that the top of the line model, most likely when ready to ride, is in the 6s. 0.8 kilos, which marks the Union Cycliste International limit. Let's go with more data. 32 millimeters of maximum tire clearance. On the other hand, the geometry has been minimally tweaked while maintaining the brand's traditional philosophy. With a fairly compact reach and wheelbase, combined with a long stem and setback seat post, although obviously the option for a straight seat post will also be available. And finally, in this case, a very remarkable job of highly refined aerodynamics, taking advantage of all the knowledge and development that has been done on the aero model. And to achieve a 13% reduction in the frontal area of this bike compared to the previous model. And this, according to the Italian brand, means a saving of up to 9 watts at 50 kilometers per hour. The aerodynamic design is evident in this bike, from the head tube to components like the handlebar, seat post, or above all, seat stays. The seat post, for example, has gone from having the traditional D shape to looking like the blade of a sword. The same thing happens with the seat stays, which have been reduced to their minimum expression. As for the rest of the details of the bike, it exudes exclusivity from every angle. Beautiful cockpit with straight lines, and at the same time it's rigid with very good internal routing. For the cables, there are no creaks or resistance when turning the handlebars. Carbon headset cap with the characteristic Colnago clover, and it also maintains the design lines that come from the stem. a seat post bolt cover which fits perfectly and also features the clover. It may seem trivial, but this is often a weak point where many brands, even premium ones, fail. Personally, one of the things I liked most about this bike has to do with its aesthetics. It looks very different when you see it up close compared to the previous model. I'm not sure if this is easy to convey in the video, and I don't know if you'll be able to appreciate it, but I assure you that when you have this model up close, it's full of features and small design details that make it stand out a lot. Like, for example, the ridges near the head tube, the top tube, which gradually gets slimmer as it approaches the seat tube. Other ridges are also found here near the seat stays. And as I said, it's something that gives it a lot of character and that I personally value a lot. Because nowadays there are a lot of bikes that look very similar to each other, they don't stand out, and this one really does when it comes to handling. I have to warn you that I've only been able to take it out once. I haven't been able to do the typical review or in-depth testing because this test unit just arrived. The ride was fascinating, spanning over 100 kilometers, gaining more than 2,000 AMF in elevation through diverse mountainous terrain and varied road types. And it was enough to find a couple of things worth mentioning and another one that I might improve. To begin with, things I loved. The handling of the bike, especially in a specific situation, which is weaving through curves at high speed, where that compact wheelbase combined with a super stiff cockpit. Honestly, it makes the bike handle really well, really easily. And on the other hand, I was really surprised by how easy it is to maintain high speed on flat terrain with it. That's something we might expect more from a pure aero bike, but honestly, this bike, maybe because of the work and the aerodynamic profiling it has received, and with just those 45mm wheel profiles, it's already enough to fly above 35 kilometers per hour without too much effort. It's really easy to maintain that speed. I was surprised by a bike that, at first glance, looks like a climber. Things that could be improved, well, I still have a lot to dig into and to do a more thorough test, like I said. But there is one part that for me falls a step below the rest of the bike, and that's the equipment, the wheels. This set of Vision 45 SC wheels with a 45mm profile. Barely 21mm of internal width. It's true that this is still a current standard, but it's gradually falling behind since more and more bikes are now coming with 23mm of internal width. There are even people who use more. Well, this combined with a weight of 1,590 grams for the set. The truth is, the feeling I've gotten from the wheels is that they're lagging far behind, as I said, not just compared to the Ultegra group, but especially to the frame developed with Lago. I think there are other options. There are countless options on the market to equip a bike of not top of the line with good wheels and a weight and features that are more competitive than these. Vision. But well, anyway, I guess it has to do with commercial agreements and so on. Is it time to put a price on so much development and so much Italian tradition? And as you can expect, the prices are also exclusive. And the thing is, the range starts at 10,000 euros with a model that's exactly the same as the one you see here, except it would have the entire drivetrain swapped for a SRAM force. Then we have this same one you see here with the Shimano Ultegra Digital 2. Starting at 10,800 euros, the price gradually rises to 15,900 euros. The top-of-the-line model would come equipped with a Shimano Dura Ace drivetrain and the highly sought-after Onve 4.5 wheels. Anyway, it's your turn now. Let us know in the comments what rating you would give this bike from 1 to 10. And above all, if you have any deeper questions that I haven't been able to answer in this first look video. Because I'm going to have it for a while, I'll keep getting to know it better, building a relationship with it. And if I manage to uncover any more positive features or anything else that could be improved, you can ask me about it because I'll be paying attention and ready to answer anything. Not just here, even through direct message on Instagram or on any of the other social networks we have. Anyway, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to help me grow the project, give it a like as well, and I wish you all lots of happiness. See you in the next videos. Bye-bye.